we go.
Is it up?
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
So
Oh, yeah, that looks sick. Now I don't want to
yeah,
send stuff. I want to look at what you're showing.
no, that's cool. So basically, the runner is the comic site is up right now. And basically, what happens is we'll go to this website here, and then you will click. So you'll come to the page, and it'll look like this, and then you'll sign in right here. And then basically you click the comic here, and then book one, episode 1 here. You'll click it like that, and then eventually you'll get a cover. I forget how Richie was telling me that would come out, but everybody will have a cover, and you'll get to pick the cover you want. And then basically, yeah, you go through the panels like this and set the ones that you like. It runs pretty smooth, which is pretty dope. I think it's really
Looks
cool.
super good.
The runner, yeah, I usually have it on 80%. Come back, yeah.
Which rarity is that? Like the multicolored one?
The hyper, I believe that's an uncommon rarity.
I really like the way that one looks.
Uncommon or a rare. But the red is rare. I know that. There's actually only 13 golds per page, per slide. So those will be intense. There's the epics too that I was looking at today. So I pulled 2. These are all testnet slides. That's why I have some right now, because we were just
You're gonna have to give them all up.
Yeah, I have to give them back.
It's always the bummer of pulling something good on the test net.
Yeah.
We did that for our pack, and I pulled like a mint 1 neon. I was like, yo, no, like I wasted all my RNG on the test net.
I got to give it back. Well, we don't have all the cards in the pool for Series 2, not as many. And basically, the Series 2 cards that I pulled today, because I showed the artist who did the comic, just one of those packs being ripped. And basically, I got like 12 blood soaked, a signature. There's like a mint 1. I'm like, holy smokes. But it's just because not all the cards are in that pool. And I had to tell the stream, look, don't go and buy packs thinking you're going to pull something like this, because that's not going to happen. But these are the epics, yeah. So they move. I think I might go after an epic set myself.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with what they're doing on this comic. Here's another epic.
It almost reminds me a little bit of like The Walking Dead, which is like one of my favorite comics.
And I asked the question today. I said, why is this girl got red eyes? Is she turned into a horror or something? Like, and I feel like she does. I don't have.
I'm excited to find out the story and everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to the last couple pages. I'll just leave that be for everybody. But yeah, basically that is the reader. It should be up and ready to go right when the comic launches, which is pretty cool. Just kind of brainstorming some ideas with them today, and just hopefully we could push something forward as it builds. I gave a really cool idea that involved mints, but that's all I'm saying.
That sounds cool. Like something would change based. I probably shouldn't ask you if you said that's all you're
saying. That's all I'm going to say. But you want to make it better for those mint hunters, and you might be able to do it with comics in a unique way. So I'll just say it. I'll leave it at that. The seed has been planted. It is not growing yet. Of course, you got to think, because I gave them this idea today, and they're already done their comic 1. I wouldn't see something like this idea being pushed forward till the next comic, right? But you could probably do it on this one too. So,
well, I am almost done sending the lits, and then I will be much more present.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I get it. It's a big drop. I got the for today. I'll have two Atomic King chain creatures to give away for your marbles. So I know everybody likes the marbles.
Oh no, now I'm out of CPU, of course. I want to get more involved in the actual like WAX G governance side of stuff. Like I spend so much time on WAX DAO. I'm like, I'd like to have a say in the network if there actually are like things to vote on.
Yeah, I think one of the guys in the chat there, Reed, he's a part of the Kings. invested into the Wax G, I think. Or the
I
Wax
know
E.
Max on our team just started doing that. He's also interested in like you get like ether yield from that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, fuck Ted. Read. Yes, I am. I'm going to go in more now.
All right, so I just finished sending all of these.
We'll get voting, bud.
And should be good to go to stream. So what's up, everybody? Somebody's knocking on my door too.
Wax.pornhub.io. I'm not clicking that.
I'm on Wax G. Tis good. Yeah, you get like a part of the fees, like the tokenomics fees of Wax, that 2% that Atomic Hub, not Atomic Hub, two separate, the like tokenomics fee that gets burned into Ether. Like they buy Ether with that, and then that gets provided to people that are staking for the Wax G. So it has like you actually get Ether and Wax G for like staking the Wax E or something. I don't know how that works well enough to explain it, but my roommate's really into that.
I've just been swapping my ETH over. I just did some USDT there a little while. I was like, I don't care. Fuck this shit. I just swapping it over to other tokens.
Yeah.
I feel more trustworthy right now. I don't think Ether's going to flat out. I've said it multiple times before. I just think it's in a bit of a lull. I don't think it'll come back to what it was, but it'll come back up.
Are you talking A Ether or Ether?
Ether. Ether. The old sorry, I'm voting right now. You reminded me,
shit.
so I went over to vote, and I'm like, I might as well vote today.
I logged into the wrong marble account. Gonna take me a second. I'm at my parents' place, so my computer is not really set up like it is for my normal streaming.
Yeah, you're making do. You do that's more. That's better than me because like the wife, her niece, her nephew was born, and she went out for the weekend. They just live a couple hours north, and she's like, "Can't you stream here?" I said, "No, not happening. I don't want to take all my stuff up there to stream." And she's like, "Oh, come on, be better." And now, if she was watching this stream, she'd probably tell me to be better right when I got off.
Yeah, I didn't bring too much. I'm using like my dad's laptop, but I did bring this like mic and the interface and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody, it's funny when people ask about like streamers, they say sound is the biggest thing for them, for people that are watching. So
I'm also like a bit of my background. Like before I did NFT stuff as a professional audio engineer. So to me, it's particularly like the first thing I did was buy both my roommates like boom arms, and like I was like, we can't have this like garbage audio thing. Like I can't do that. It's gonna drive me crazy. Even just during meetings, just for like the feedback of like speakers and stuff. I was like, I can't work like this. Like when we're talking and it just sounds like shit. It really bothers me.
For sure. Yeah, I'm like that too. I think we went to just a mini concert to support somebody we know, and it was just trash. The sound, all, and it just drives me nuts because I pick it up, and I'm a fucking critic too when I hear that shit too. If it's really bad speakers, I can only imagine you.
I think even also like filmmaking and stuff, like you can get away with like lo-fi video as like an aesthetic. You can't get away with lo-fi sound as an aesthetic, really. Like people just think it sounds like shit. Like you can use like VHS film as long as the sound is okay, but like sound is super important, I think. But
Totally.
I'm obviously biased because it's my job to convince people that to pay me to get good sound. So I will definitely tell you sound is important. All right, so now we got some marbles loaded up. Make sure the local season is enabled. Good on that. Boom. Let's see. What should we give away? Should I give away a mint 13 of the Atomic Kings sign since we held that one back?
Ooh. I think they're gonna love that one. Yeah, let's do that one.
I'll say that. We'll do the dim first, and then maybe like our finale one. We'll do the lit, the more rare one. So there's 1,200 of the dim, and then there's 400 of the lit. And the dim will also be able to be used. You can combine them to make different lits. They're kind of like the currency of our collection.
Gotcha.
If you'd like to play, type !play in the chat.
Did you got a wallet that I can send some Atomic King chain creatures over to?
Yes, let me type it in the private chat. It's neon airdrops. Are those in a Wax Arena? The chain creature stuff?
Yeah, they are. I haven't checked if he's updated his collection lately. They weren't showing up. I think I looked two days ago. They weren't showing up, but I think they do. They should. Let me see here.
I put the airdrop wallet in the private chat of StreamYard if you want to look
Right
at it.
on.
I'm gonna go ahead and start this race soon. If you'd like to join! Play, and this is for a mint 13 of the Atomic Kings collab we just did. Actually, I should probably show that before we start, so people know what they're racing for.
They do not show on Wax Arena currently. That one and the Finny one. I'm sure it'll get updated. Who knows though? That is a question you'll have to ask the collection. To be honest.
And that one was the lit version because you can't show still images on this thing, but you'll have the still version, which is the dim. And here we go. I think the first thing I got from your collection was like the Wax Arena collab piece that I believe Senya sent me, who's a member of both of our communities.
Awesome. Yeah, that one gets a nice return too, which is pretty cool.
I think it's like 150 PP, right? It's pretty good.
Yeah. So we're working. We'll finish off that. Let me just get this. We're gonna finish off the Beacon series. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
Which is it?
It's so the group Wildcard did the art for us. It's we have the Beacon of Truth.
Oh, those like the original ones in your collection?
Yeah, so that's a 4-card series. We're gonna have that one finished up here within probably the next 3 to 4 weeks. But then we're working on.
And how do you get those? Because I've only seen them on the aftermarket. Like, are those drops that you
early adapters bought a raffle ticket in my collection, and it's not a whitelist token per se for all of my collections. It's just going to be a whitelist for that Beacon series, so only the 4 cards, which we're already halfway through. And then basically, if you hold the raffle ticket, once I get through all 100, I'll re-spin everybody again and just keep giving out airdrops with the raffle ticket. That'll be the benefit to it forever. Either than that, it's not going to get you anything whitelisted to our other plans. So don't FOMO in and go buy it right now thinking it'll get you whitelisted for everything.
What's the name of that one specifically?
It's a Tommy King raffle ticket is what it's called. And basically, after the Beacon series, it won't be used for any whitelisting. But like I said, I'll go through and continue as long as I'm at the helm of the Atomic Kings and everything's, rolling around in the wax space. I will continue to drop between the average, I think, was about $70 to $100 drops on the token on the raffles. And I'm going through all 100. And then I will spin all 100 again, and I'll just continuously do that as long as I have nice stuff to give out. Because I don't want to give one guy a pack and then one guy an uncommon mint 648. You know what I mean? That's not fair.
For sure.
So basically, we don't have our complete whitelist for our next plan, but we do have another pack series board aiming for October, might be November. We'll see. Coming down the line as well, which I think it'll be pretty cool.
I have to scour the aftermarket for a raffle ticket myself.
It'll continue to be rewarded. Now, here's the thing: if you want to know, I have an updated list of which ones have won already. So if you do head over to the market, you might want to make sure you get a mint that hasn't won yet, because your chances of winning are higher because you'll have to wait till I get through the 100.
Oh yeah, so you don't want to buy. People might sell them immediately after winning.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're still allowed to, and technically that ticket's not going to not win again. It's just going to be a while till it wins. Yeah.
Good to know, though. Let's see.
I believe I sent those to you.
Sure, we can do that for the next race.
Yeah, right on.
I figure out how to snip on this.
Here. I can't say anything, but I've seen the next one, and the next one's pretty dope too.
Who's the? Do you like hire an artist for that?
No, that's That's Nick's guy doing that.
Okay.
So for my Beacon series, yeah, I hired an artist, and then for our upcoming packs, we can't talk too much on it, but we're hiring another artist as well. As we speak, we're talking to him and signing that contract.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Family friend, does some cool stuff.
All right, so this will be. Let me make sure I got the thing you sent me. Okay, so yeah, I got 2 Atomic King chain creatures. Let me share my screen for that really quick, so people can see what it looks like. Ooh, this is gonna be a guess if I pick the right one. I did not. Okay, so this is what this looks like. And exclamation point play if you'd like to enter the race. That will be for this NFT, which is a Atomic King collab with the chain creatures. This looks really cool.
Yeah, I like the mushroom cloud. It's like a perfect touch.
Yeah, the skull in the back.
Yeah, and I'll be excited to see because he's got the side shot posters that come. So I haven't seen that what they're going to do because he's in a throne. I wonder if they're going to keep him in the throne or if they're going to get him to stand up and do something cool. We'll see.
Awesome if they made it into like a real physical toy at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I looked out. That's actually one project they got their first NFT in, and I was casually on a stream. I think it was back in April, and I was just on the market, and I'm like, what is this? And then I looked at it. I was like, man, one action figures. I'm in. Bought it. So I like having the first NFT in projects. No, I don't have many of those, but it's just a nice pinnacle to have if you've got the first one minted in any collection, really.
Yeah, and also like it just feels good to be into something that early.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'm always finding stuff after it's already like, oh man, this is like 5 times as valuable as it was when it dropped. Like the secret's out.
Totally. And it's getting tougher to keep things secret and within the price range for everybody, the hype the price range hype isn't long. You know what I mean? Like the reasonable price range for sure.
So this one, it's not who gets there first, it's who gets closest to the bullseye.
Interesting.
And whoever gets closest is getting a chain creature.
So they just get a shot, eh?
I will send you just get one shot. I will send the prizes after the stream to anybody who's wondering. I'm not good at multitasking, as you saw earlier.
Good luck, guys.
I think Jolly posted there's a form where you can send us your Wax wallet and your Twitch name. So I will clip if you won, and if we have your wallet on file, I'll send it. But either that or you can DM me your wallet. That works too.
This is insane. I didn't know it does this board. Somebody just fell right the fuck off. Another person did too. They must have hit another ball.
Dronok is right in the center. Oh, last person. Dronok, congrats.
I didn't know they had that one. I like that one. Is AEXP going on Alker? From what I understand, yes. Pretty soon.
I'm excited for that. I also saw they just did a new blend today, like the equipment blend is back up.
Yeah, I blended a couple. I got a couple legendaries. It's nice to just plow through those commons because, like, that's the thing. Like, I got a few characters, not a shit ton, but I got a few. But I have an abundance of like common equipment, so it was nice to burn some of that stuff for sure.
All right, for this race, I will give out 300,000 A Ether to the first place winner. That is the utility token in our planet. Exclamation point play if you'd like to join the race.
I'm more bullish on like this space, like getting, I feel like we'll get more comfortable movement once this more of this token use comes into play with a lot of the games right now. I
think so too. Like
Just a
I know
little
it's easy to
slow
get
right now.
impatient, but like
Yeah.
the price of Ether going down makes sense when it's like the reason it was spiking before is because people could calculate an ROI. They're like, if I pay this much, I'm going to make it this much more by being able to
Yeah.
craft, and you can't do that. And like the way you get your ROI now is by upgrading your land, but the land minerals have no function. So it's like there's not really an incentive to upgrade the output of something that has no function because it's not super valuable. But like
All
once that
right.
has value, I think we'll see value shifting back towards that. But it's hard to say. Not financial advice, as I know you also say.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not going to go back up to where it was, but I honestly think once they get some more methods going, and then like if there's other tokens moving quite healthy in the space, it'll just kind of spin round. I don't know how perfect, but it'll spin round to the point where you'll get enough movement between the tokens, and it should go well for the wax space.
I'm still optimistic about most of the games.
You have to
Also,
be.
it's really
You have to
young
be.
too. Like when you think like, oh, like it sucks. It's like it's really most of these games have been around maybe like 6 months max. So it's like all very young.
Well, that's what I was trying to say to John today too, because he's like, which one of these fucking games are working, and that's fair. That's a fair assessment to say because he wants the space to get as much as they can, and so do I. But like from August last year till August this time, a lot has changed. It was freaking boring in August last year, and I think August next year, I think we'll be talking about which games are working the best,
Yeah,
and which ones are, appealing to us and which ones are dropping cool NFTs. That's the thing. Some of these games could genuinely suck, but they could be dropping some real dope ass NFTs. That could be a holder for some of these games, And then some could just be dropping crappy NFTs, but be really fun to play. There's so many analytics that have yet to go into play that we just don't know.
I definitely agree. And it's really hard to say at this point because most of these games are kind of like, I mean, they're kind of like Kickstarters. They're like, hey, if you buy this stuff, like we'll be able to make the game. So like you don't really know until the game is made, and the game isn't out for like a lot of these projects. So
Which is funny because last year a couple projects tried to like do that, but they were like they were walking a fine line and really not that transparent with saying, hey, look, we kind of need a sale to kind of push us forward. They didn't kind of say that, and they just got busted and kicked out of the space, which being early, a lot of people were really skeptical because, oh, here's the first game. There's not much going on, but they don't have any development team or any money. So are they asking for a sale and then eventually pushing around? You found out that people were asking for a sale. And it's kind of like what the colonizing Mars did. I was blown away because the space took kindly to it, no problem. You know what I
I didn't
mean? And
participate in that sale.
neither did I.
I also didn't like
Um,
they had like unlimited mints, I think, and I was just like, I don't know, like that doesn't seem right to me.
right. And that's kind of how there was a couple sales last year, kind of like that. And they get pushed out of the space ASAP. And I think just because of the surrounding environment, so there was a healthy Aether token then and a couple other tokens that were, kind of moving, but a lot more movement, I think, played a role in the community giving less of a fuck. But really, just got to keep your eyes open, guys, and don't, if you're a very skeptical person, just don't put all your apples into one basket for sure. Don't. And then another, and I'm like, I'm not a financial advisor, but like you can't, just don't be too picky with your stuff too. Look, if you don't feel comfortable with a project and it's kind of selling and you're looking at it and going, oh, I might want to sell here, there's no point in being a stiffler for your wax. You might as well just sell it at a healthy point and get out. You might take a 20% win. You might take a 20% loss, but you'll feel more comfortable if you get some wax back. If you get zero wax back, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. That's for those sellers that are trying to sell some of their NFTs. Because when I was here early, I basically would try to, I buy into packs and then I go, okay, hopefully I can pull some good shit to keep and hopefully I can get some good shit to sell. That doesn't work all the time. Sometimes you do get an abundance of good stuff. Okay, you might want to sell some stuff and make your profit back, and then work it around that. But then sometimes I think I'm like halfway down the middle. There's sometimes where I just go all in on drops, and I just pull dog shit. So essentially, you're gambling here. Just be smart with what you want to where you want to put your wax, and the number one thing to it, and a lot of people probably stand by it, is you should invest in it if you like it. That should be the first thing.
Especially in
And
gaming, because like if the
yeah,
game is not valuable, you're gonna get stuck playing that game. And like if you don't like the game, then maybe don't invest it in the first place. Because like at the end of the day, it could be worth nothing but the game items. And if you don't like the game, then that's kind of like a bad move for you, I think.
totally. And like that's the thing. So Ancient Realms, I like fishing, so I was like, sweet, like I like playing fishing games. I don't like going out to fish, but like simulator games are huge. I love playing simulator games, and I think that's what like this space is going to kind of work towards for now. There's going to be a lot of like simulator games, and that's the thing, because somebody was saying to me, oh well, that's too many games. I'm going, well, if I can micromanage 7 games and kind of get a return of income or a return of NFTs, I'm going to do it. I think people are going to be more accustomed to try to manage as many as they can in the space. It only makes
I
sense.
I also, as a gaming nerd, like when I was playing Steam games all the time, like I would rotate 4 or 5 games to get my daily rewards for like the grinding rewards. And
Exactly.
I mean, it's if you're a real gamer, that's not that much to juggle. Like, which
Totally.
it's one thing. Like people are like, I don't want to do that. It's like, well, were you playing video games all day before the NFT space? Then maybe don't invest in a game that like makes you do all that if that's not your interest. But like for people that do like playing games all day, I feel like all of this stuff is kind of a dream. Like at least me, like
Oh, totally. And that's the thing. Like they got, I think that Coliseum cards coming. That's going to be apparently a management soccer game. That's huge. And I think a lot of these games are going to be kind of like management based for your NFTs, which is really sweet. You'll be able to micromanage nice and easy. I feel like with these text based and point and click games. But then again, there's going to be some other games that are going to catch the eyes. Like I can't wait for Dark Country to roll over. That's one I can't wait for. So there's a few aspects into that, not just the
I still
card
have some
game.
cards for that, but I haven't played it in a while. Like
It's
that was
tough
the
because
second thing I bought into. Like that was before I really understood anything. I bought Alien Worlds, and then I was like, okay, I want to do something while I'm waiting for Alien Worlds because like there's a lot of downtime in between clicks. So I was like, maybe I'll try this card game. I don't play Magic or anything, but like it at least seems like an active game. But back when I tried to play, it was like you could matchmake for like 2 hours and not find a single opponent. It was like if you weren't playing during the tournament period, it was like the game was pretty much dead. Which I don't know if that's
yeah,
changed, but it was
no,
very discouraging from like trying to practice and stuff.
to me it's discouraging because I can't really build my decks off
Yeah,
my
it's like
cards yet, and that's like the one thing I want to do is build my decks and see who I'm going against, because not everybody's gonna have the same cards like they do right now in the beta.
I'm gonna start this race. This will be for another 300,000 ether. Exclamation point play if you'd like to play. When did you get into Wax? Have you been around since last summer?
First drop.
Oh,
first
okay. So
first drop was GPK1. I've got some
what I guess what were
GPK1.
you doing? Were you already in the NFT space to find that, or are you just a GPK fan? Like what? How did it go?
No, so basically I collected a lot of so while I was at work, pipe fitter by trade. So while I was at work, I collected a lot of like Marvel Tops apps and stuff like that on the phone. You got your dailies on there, and then you get some good cards, and you could sell them on eBay. I do got some good cards over there because I was in that early as well. So I think I joined the Marvel one a couple weeks after it launched, so I only missed maybe the first couple weeks of cards, but I was loading up on that and trading throughout that, and COVID hit, and then I get an email and it said GPK and crypto. And I'm like, oh, what is this? So I sent it to my buddy who actually my landlord, he mines Bitcoin. And I said, hey, what do you think of this? And he just like gave it a solid thumbs down. And I was like, okay, all right, whatever. Like, sure. All right. And then I believe the launch came and he like texted me that day and said, did you get packs? I said, no, man, you said it wasn't a good idea. And he's like, I'm looking at it now. It looks pretty good. You should get some packs. So okay, sure enough. So I rushed over. It was like 4 a.m. Packs have already been on sale for like 12 hours. And I'm like, oh shit, all the big packs are gone. But I ended up getting 5 small packs. I think I sold one of those for like $500.
You got
And they were
your
like
first
10.
FOMO.
Yeah. So grabbed a couple of those and then just played every drop all the way through. And it was atrocious because it was always mint on demand for like 8 months. It was mint on demand. Pre-mint wasn't a thing. And it was usually the guys that were in the space early that knew the hacks in and out, of
So
course.
just a mint sprint and like whoever could game the blockchain the fastest.
Totally. And yeah, and the thing is that a few of the influencers who know how to game the system weren't being transparent with the community, which is kind of what I came to be, because if you're not transparent with your fucking community, you can just eat shit. It's in my eyes. That's just how I feel about
Yeah, I
it.
will
But
say That's the one thing that I've found from your community is a lot of creators and community leaders kind of don't really speak freely because they don't want to offend anybody. And I feel like that isn't so much of a thing for you, which is actually very refreshing because like no one wants to burn any bridges or like talk shit. But it's nice when you actually hear people speak their minds because, which I also get it from the creator side. Like you don't want to upset people like in upset communities, but
Look, and that's the thing. I respect the guys that are running collections and they might not want to say anything negative about somebody in the space. I have full respect on that. And I'm not going to tell anybody you should say something, you know, that's up to them. But if you're supporting somebody that you know is raping this space, that you know, and I don't know everybody, and you're not speaking up, then you're not really helping this. You're part of the problem, you know, in this space. And it kind of talks with the things, the guys that come in and buy as much as they can right on a drop just to dump it as fast as they can. They're quite toxic for this place too. The whole point is to like, you should create a collection, but yes, you should be trying to get your wax back, but you should be trying to do both at the same time, because the more you work and play around with the space, the more you help it grow. But yeah, I always speak my mind, man.
I think people notice that stuff too, though. Like, I think at first, like you can kind of get away with just like shilling stuff and not really supporting wax, but like in the long run, people find that stuff out, and like you see like the collections that really do support wax and like the community are the ones that kind of grow faster in my experience. But
totally, man. And like, yeah, it's flippers do suck. In moderation. In moderation, I would say flippers suck. If you're 100% flipper, yeah, that's not good for the space.
I can't say I 100% blame flippers because I flip packs before.
The,
like a strategy I use is like buy 3 packs, open 2, and sell 1 at 3x to pay for my pack openings. And like
packs are safe money. Packs are safe money.
But so it's like, I don't know. I can't say nobody should flip packs, but also understand when you're flipping a pack, you're selling it to someone that wanted it at a cheaper price but could not get it. So like, it is like, you know, it's not the best thing to be doing, and you maybe shouldn't do it all the time. But
yeah, don't do it all the time. But definitely, I don't think there's nothing wrong with flipping, because you definitely got to. That's the point. You come in here to buy and sell and get some valuable things, and I fully support that. But if you're just 100% flipper, you're not really helping the space grow. And like, that's the thing, man. Like I don't worry about burning my bridges, man. Like I've got a collection enough to, you know, push me as far as I have to go in the space. I've got enough. That's kind of why I give away as much as I can. And I'm not here to impress anybody running a collection, or, you know, I'm just here to make sure everybody's got somebody kind of watching their back, because it's the Wild West and we police ourselves here. You know,
I will say we at Neon Space definitely have to bite our tongues a bit on streams. And I've said privately, if the time where we hit stop broadcast, if we could broadcast the conversations we have with creators for those 30 minutes after our streams, like we would have the best stream on the internet. But like nobody will say that stuff on air. But like those are the best talks where you actually talk to the creators after you stream, and then we're like, okay, this is what we actually think, and they're like, those are the best conversations. So like, it is definitely freeing to be able to like hear other people speak like that.
Yeah, totally, man.
And this race will be for another 300,000 Ether. Exclamation point play just for the chat. And then maybe we'll do the chain creatures for the next one.
That's the thing. Like a lot of the early collection owners and a lot of the early influencers in the space, it's all public here. You can see what they're doing on the fucking marketplace. None of those fucking guys were making moves last year, buying, supporting, really not making many moves. There's anybody in this space I like speak highly on, and like as far as like collectors go, and you probably might know him. He wails out in rooms, but JR. I'm not close to JR, but I don't know if you know who JR is.
I'm not sure if I do know JR.
He wails out on every project. I believe he was the Wax General at one point in time. Okay. I believe last year he was the Wax General, but me and him have been talking, and we're starting to see through the bullshit. Like, I don't get it. You got Alien Worlds, they go and make that Ted Wave Genius guy a mod in their room, but that guy literally scammed. So he went and said that he was going to donate a NFT sale, an auction sale, like 90% to a good cause. And instead of donating the sale, he went and sent a Alien Worlds NFT and said, sell this and use that wax. It's like, well, then why'd you just pump up something and say you were going to give 50% to a good cause?
That seems
Instead,
pretty fucked up.
yeah, and we've caught him selling fake tools and shit like that. Like, I just don't understand how these guys get into the community. Like, they fucking just sit here and try to rape people. It's not right.
I've seen that's a sticker in your Telegram.
Yeah, fuck Ted, man. He's a toxic 100% flipper. If you see xbequ.wham go into a fucking sale with you and you're gonna try to sell some of your stuff, if he's got anything that you have, he's going to sit there and watch every fucking piece that you put up and undercut you all fucking day. All day. All day. It sucks.
I feel like he's been banned from like almost every Telegram I'm in. I'm surprised like how is he still getting into communities and stuff? Like,
That's the thing, and he still gets paid by Alien Worlds. Like, I don't fucking understand it. He made fake Alien World tools and was selling them. I did drop it to that T, but nothing came of it, and I just didn't want to dig into it. Like, man, they're not all, flowers and daisies and butterflies in this space. You got to watch your back. A lot of higher up guys too. A lot of yes men in this space. A ton of yes men in this space. They will say yes just so they can get something. And really, I've looked at that and I'm like, really, does this one NFT really benefit me next year? When really I can just grind the game and play the game and have some good NFTs next year? The one NFT isn't going to change you in this space. Outside of a belter piece of land, I will eat my words with that. A belter piece of land or a rig that's a belter, sure. But outside of that, any other NFT, usually free NFTs, that's not really going to make or break you in this space. For sure.
it's also hard, like, as a collector to navigate sometimes, just because, like, I mean, I'm relatively new, and there is a lot of stuff that gets hyped when you come out, and it's like hard to know what is real and what is not. So I'm still like, as someone who's been here for maybe like brand's been around 2 or 3 months, but I've probably been around like 6 months now, and like, yeah, even now it's like hard to know exactly what's worth buying and what's worth passing on. Like, I'm definitely more like, I come from more of a gaming and more of a crypto background, so like I felt a lot more comfortable investing in games because I could like, do the calculation of this tool earns me this much token and this token's worth this much, and like collectibles just seem like, I don't know, the wild west as far as like it's hard to know who, like, what is actually valuable and what is just like a hype machine.
Totally. And like, yeah, usually on launch days, I'll hunt the commons and the uncommons under mid 20 for 5 to 10 wax. You'll get maybe 4 or 5 on a drop day, and you're like, okay, I feel comfortable with that. Because I think anything that's a decent project under mid 20 and like you see that shit up for dirt, it's totally worth it. But it is tough to gauge what is valuable and what is not valuable. And yeah, I seen your comment up there earlier, Zate. I agree 100%. Another piece of fucking shit.
This will be for the other chain creature collab. Trying to share that and screwed it up somehow. Here we go. This guy, which looks dope. And if you want to join the race, it's !play. So when did you start at like Atomic Kings? Was that like how long into your wax journey, I guess? Like,
yeah, so basically my landlord, he's in it now. My ex-landlord. It's not my landlord anymore, but he's in it. And then Reed, Pooner, Dr. Pooner, and we did a roundtable last night. So if you want to kind of put a name to a face, you can go on my stream and check that out. But yeah, so
I also kind of popped in at the end of that one.
Yeah.
So are those like, they've all been in a part of Atomic Kings from the beginning?
Most of them, yes. They're actually all like family friends, like you guys. We all grew up together. Yeah, like we're a group of transparent dudes that just grew up together. A few of them I met at festivals. A few of them I grew up around the block from, and like just kept us close through COVID. But it originally started with Two Step Chucky, Rito Torpedo, Dr. Pooner, and Shane. And Shane barely says a word, so a lot of people don't know him, but he loves cats. He loves cats, and we still love you, Shane. It's funny because Shane, I'll tag him once in a while, and he comes, I'm still here, comes back into the
just lurking.
Group. Well, yeah, and these boys, you know what's funny? If all of us held I held most of my Alien Worlds land, but if we held it all together, I'm pretty sure the Kings would account for about 150 pieces of land, but a lot of those boys dumped their land early. Reed's got 53 pieces. I've got 13.
That's quite the collection there.
Yeah, Reed's it's changed most of the boys' lives. Another one of our friends who came in the second round of the Kings there, Floyd, he's got a job with Onassis now and works with them full time, and he's fucking happy, which is good. That's the thing. A lot of the guys, there's about 4 guys in the group that have quit their full-time jobs and they do wax full time now, which is pretty cool.
That's sort of where we're trying to get. We're able to do wax full time just based on our other crypto investments, but we're not making enough off our brand yet. But we also like a lot of the good luck we've had in this space. We just reinvested right into Neon Space, like instead of trying to like exit with like when I pulled like a mythic our planet land and sold it. I just bought other wax projects and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't trying to just like. I also really believe in wax long term. Like I'd rather have my money here than sitting in US dollar value because I don't really think US dollars are that good to hold on to.
100%, man. And that's the thing too. Like I sold our planet land. Now it wasn't to just cash out or anything. It was like, I want to invest in other things that are going to make me more of a token. And I feel like long term, sure, it would have been nice to keep that piece of land. Don't get me wrong. I didn't dump it because I don't trust it. I just was like, this is valuable right now. And I feel like I'm getting a more ROI based off what I invested the land in.
Absolutely. That's like one of the reasons why it's hard to like give financial advice is because you don't know like the timeline on what people like. And it's like if you're trying to sell this in 2 weeks, that's different than if you want to hold it for 2 years. And like I'm like a long hodler. Like I bought Bitcoin in 2016 and didn't sell it till 2021. Like
good for you, man.
Like even when it went up the first time, didn't sell any, went down, didn't sell any, and just waited the whole time. So like I'm the type of person that just buys stuff and sits on it. So when people are like freaking out, they're like, "Hey man, I can't sell this for more than I bought it for a week ago." I was like, "Well, I was not planning on selling mine in a week, and if you were, I like don't buy it." But like again, like that's why it's really hard. You don't know. There's way too many variables in financial advice, especially in this space where it's just like I don't know how much money you need, how much you have, what your timeline is. Like I'm doing what's good for me, but what's good for me might not be good for everybody.
Yeah, and we're kind of working towards like a community pool as well. So we're kind of loading up our business account with like return tokens on games and stuff. So hopefully, once things start ironing out, we'll be able to start airdropping our holders some tokens, some prizes, every weekly or so. Yeah, I'm telling the boys we've got enough right now to kind of work towards that goal to get some people some healthy returns as well in the community. And we are in our next pack series. We are going to feature some community members. We just haven't figured out how we're going to pick the winners and who's going to get featured.
Like their artwork?
No, they're going to be characters in our
series. You're going to make artwork of them?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
people love customized artwork.
Yeah. So they're going to be a part of our, we're leading towards a cyberpunk skeleton set kind of. I don't want to give too much away, but kind of like that, something that will personify the group. Ones that I feel that have been pulling their weight in the space and definitely helping me because like you said, as a collector, it's like tough to keep up on the collector. Like I've kind of hired my wife to kind of take over my management side of things because part of my trade in the wax space is keeping up as much as I can on the market and understanding projects. And I'm still fucking behind on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll spend 8 to 10 hours a day in this space on the computer some days.
Yeah, I totally get that. It's a full-time job just to be like an investor in this space, let alone run your own thing. Like when I first got into the space, I was staying up all night because I like found out the uplifters went live at like 4 in the morning my time, and that's how I found like ultra rare and stuff. But then all the drops would be at like 9 a.m. and I was like, I stay up late, so I just like changed my sleep cycle to be up all night to get like all the NFT news that was happening at like 3 or 4 in the morning and like participate in all the drops and like know which ones are worth buying. But like I can't really do that anymore now that I have to like run my own community and brand and stuff. So it's like it's definitely like even though I spend all day on my computer, I'm missing out. Like I spend less time investing and less time playing NFT games than I did when I was just trying to do that.
Totally. And like last year, it was the best time to pick up was because I think we're the same time, but the best time to pick up was like 1 in the morning to 5 in the morning. This is all last year. This is when you're finding the scoops on the market for sure. And a lot of the boys were sleeping. I wasn't working at the time, so I was on till like 5, 6 in the morning. Sometimes I jump into the COGS chats on Discord and just lurk those because they do a morning meeting. But basically, I just lurk the market. I'm not doing that anymore. I've noticed the deals have kind of gone away and the deals are at pack launch. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm getting more of a balanced sleep. But before I was definitely on all night,
There is
every day.
there is something fun about that lifestyle. I ended up buying the Crypto Monkey all nighter because I was like, oh, that just relates to like after TLM went on Binance and I sold a bunch. I was like, oh, I got to get something to like commemorate all these all nighters I spent like to make this stuff.
Just getting sweaty.
Also, FYI for people, this will be for the Mint 13 of the
Ooh.
lit version of this. So exclamation point play if you'd like to join the race. This is our custom map builder, Quarantine Cheese's map. They're known for making maps that just kill most people. So good luck surviving.
Oh, okay. Right on. I didn't know you guys could make custom maps. That's really cool. It's funny. I heard seeing John and Rich yesterday on your stream going, oh, this is the new duck race. And I just said, look, John, if you want to run the marbles, go ahead.
It's actually not that hard. It's free and it's on Steam. So like
Yeah.
you have PC. Here we go. And I can't make maps at all. It's super hard. But I actually found someone from a different marble game in a Discord group and was like, hey, like I'm trying to get somebody to make a neon map for me in a marble game, and they just like volunteered. But
That's awesome.
they're also
Let's
now
go.
part of our community, like the Wax community, but they're not involved with the Wax. I keep trying to get them to sign up for account and stuff. And Quarantine Cheese is just like, no, I'm good. Like,
well, it's funny. Like, what was it? Just Sammy there went and raided some guy who had like 3 people watching him.
Yeah, I'll try to convince him to sign up for Wax.
They actually got him to, I guess.
Oh, really?
Mass is in the chat. Yeah. So Mass, inadequate Mass. He's in the chat here. I've known him since he's 10 years old. Actually, he's a really good friend of mine. Basically needed a ticket out of where I was because I was playing junior men football when I was a little younger, about 19 years old, and delivering pizzas just wasn't cutting it, and I just couldn't keep up there, and I just was like, all right, I'm over football. Anyways, didn't have much money. I said, man, I need a plane ticket home, and no questions asked, he bought me a plane ticket. And of course, we're like 20, 21 years old, so at the point in time when we're 20 years old, a plane ticket at $300 is a lot of money for both of us.
Oh, for sure.
So that's just kind of the person he is. He's such a dope dude. But anyways, he's watching their stream, and I guess they rated somebody who had two people watching. He's playing some game, and the whole stream convinced him to turn the game off, go over to the atomic market, sign up, get a Wax wallet, and they're trying to explain NFTs to him. And Sammy, I can only imagine, is pulling his fucking hair, because the next day he had to lecture his room and go, look, when we raid people, just enjoy what they're doing. Don't try to convince them and convert them over to a Wax Cloud wallet. Like, people are intimidated by NFTs. And when I mention NFTs to people, they're like, well, what the hell? Like, what are those? You know what I mean? So not that you gotta be gentle. You gotta be gentle with the NFT space. You can't just try to force it down everybody's throats. It's crypto. A lot of people are scared of it. I definitely was hesitant. Like I said, GPK and Wax. I was like, what the hell is this? So
I was too. And I mean, I was even in the like crypto space for years, and like their NFTs never made sense to me. Like when people are like, "Do you want to get crypto kitties?" I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is, or why you would ever spend money on that. And it really took Alien Worlds for me, like as a gamer, to be like, oh, this is where the value. Like, I didn't understand digital ownership. I'll say that. Like, I didn't really get digital ownership. Why am I buying a picture of a cat or whatever? But then it's like, oh, you can own game items in games. Like, that really clicked for me. And then that kind of led to like more. I guess you could really blame Our Planet, because Our Planet added all those collections, and then that's how I found. Like, I might not have bought Ultra Rare if I didn't know they were going to be in Our Planet. So
for sure. Well, that's the thing. That was funny. They were pumping those sales back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And I'm like looking at them. I'm like, okay, you got the animals one, you got the pump and dump, you've got just the Moon Boys and all those. I'm like, why don't these projects and collections just come out and say right now we're having a mini rig sale? These aren't even fucking NFTs. You guys are coming out with a mini rig sale. This is like the pump and dump just got fucking pumped and dumped on there, if you know what I mean. But yeah, no, it's an interesting space in its own, man, for sure. Let me see.
All right, I think I'm gonna do one more race here. What should I give away?
He locked him out of his own wallet in 2 seconds. That's funny.
I'll give away another lit, but I won't give away. I mean, we only have 1 Mint 13.
You guys sent him a bunch of NFTs. You guys are awesome for that.
This will be Mint 41 of the Atomic Kings collab sign of the
Let's go.
lit rarity.
Who won that last one?
Oh shit! Did I? It was 8012.
Oh boy,
Rats.
That was for the Mint 13, eh?
Yeah,
that's dope. Let's go. You know what? Can we do a runner up as well?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Also, thanks for joining us, everybody. It's been dope.
You know what? Let's make it first prize for this one. Wax Arena Contender Box.
For first place?
30 cards.
And then maybe second place we'll do the
yeah. Let's do that.
Mint 40, whatever.
Let's do that. Yeah. I'll send that over to
if you'd like to join.
The Neon account there right now.
It's also cool to hear that like you got into this with all your friends, because I feel like we definitely are kind of like unique in that we're like a lot of the other groups we meet, they all met through the crypto space. So like
exactly. And you really don't know them
like
personally.
very similar to you, where like during the pandemic, like we started playing video games online every night, and we were in Discord. Like the Neon Space Discord used to be the Pulse Shock 90 Discord, and I would just tell them about NFT stuff happening in there. But like eventually we're like, why don't we like all band together and do our own thing? But we were definitely kind of doing the same thing. We were playing games, and then we were also crypto investing. So like we'd play games and then during the day talk about like day trading crypto. So then when we found NFTs, it kind of just like combined the two things.
Of course. I feel like I've definitely toned down on my video game playing. Like I played a lot. I've got if anybody's familiar with a gamer score, I got 220,000 on my gamer score. Like I went balls on that. I love games. But I've slowed down. But the NFT space, I just get more of a buzz off it. And I do fucking love collecting dope shit. It's like one of my favorite things to do here.
Collecting, I'm newer to. Like I'm not shy to say that I didn't really collect stuff unless you count like musical instruments, but that's not really the same thing. But yeah, like I didn't collect Magic cards or like Pokemon cards or baseball cards or like any of that stuff, which a few of the other people on our team do. Like Max has some very, very valuable Magic cards and stuff. So like they kind of got that stuff faster than I did, but it was really the gaming that brought me in. But I'm kind of now into collecting. Like now I'm searching for specific mints and like nerding out about finding the right mints, and like I don't know. It is really fun when you get into it.
Yeah, no, it is fun. And that's the cool thing. It's you can't get too attached to each other because everybody's gonna find something they like. It's funny you mentioned what was it, the cats there. What did Funny Cats just came out? And I showed it to, I think it was Reed. I said, here, check this out. And he's like, I don't know what this is. No, it was the Zen Dodo, that one, or the Zen, whatever that is. But he goes, I don't know what this is, but it looks like it's for a 9-year-old kid. But I'm in. It says staking. So he ran over and grabbed a few packs. And it kind of was the same thing with the Funny Cats, too. I'm like, God, these don't look that great. But it's staking. I'm in. You know, you get something for $3. You might as well. Here we go. BMAC. Is this the winner's hole here, or do you got to wait?
Launched up. Oh, somebody just got launched up. And whoever falls down this funnel first, which is like the spindle god.
Yeah, if you guys come to my stream and check it out, I give away lots of things, and be prepared to hear things you might not like. I say fuck this guy and fuck that person a lot. But yeah, I just like to, I like to speak my mind, and I like to give you guys a little healthy dose of something else. And sometimes, sure, it can be a little more negative, maybe a little emotional. And if you don't like that, then sure, take a breather from me. But I will continue to be who I am.
Maybe we can try to get a poker game going between like Space and Atomic Kings, because we both have larger crews, so I feel like we could fill a table with just like our homies.
Totally. I know Pooner has just been going. So Pooner's now a mod in the writer community, and he's actually been working quite hard with that community. Shout out to Pooner.
That's where we got the poker. The free poker table game from is definitely from Crypto Writer.
He plays a lot of that poker. Mass is a good poker player too. But yeah, Mass said, tell him what we were doing a couple nights ago. We've been playing the Back for Blood beta on Xbox, which I'll probably end up running again here after I have a meeting actually after this. But after that, I'll probably run some Back for Blood. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you played it yet.
I have not played that yet.
I don't know. You said your parents are up there. It's on Game Pass right now, beta for about 4 or 5 days, I believe.
On the Xbox Game Pass? Or Microsoft Game Pass? Or?
Yeah. So they got the beta right now. It's pretty intense.
To check it out.
I did mention the roundtable Mass if you're talking about that. Sammy is going to lose at NFT draft. Sammy's going to lose at his own game. Big time. You can tell Sammy that. Actually, I really like Sammy.
We met Sammy the other week too. He's really fun. He's also been helping me like I'll just ask him questions about smart contracts and stuff, and he helps me like
Yeah,
dig up the
he's
information. He's really into helping like new people, and I know he helped out like the NFT draft people as well. Like he's definitely a very gracious person with this time. I found that with most people in this space though, like definitely when we first got in here, like I would reach out to people where I'm like, oh, this person will never even see my DM, like based on the other spaces I'm in. And then they're like spend like 30 to 40 minutes having like an in-depth personal conversation with me. And I'm just like, you don't owe me that. Like you have no fucking idea who I am, but like people are just so nice and helpful in this space. It's definitely like what draws me more into it than like
yeah.
any of the other crypto spaces I've been in.
I don't know that, and I could understand. I could see that. I feel like ETH is pretty clicky. If you get what I'm saying, it's
Yeah, I don't really understand Ether NFTs, and they scare me. Like there's so many exit scams and stuff. It's just like I can't. I feel like I'm like more than likely going to invest in something that's just gonna like obliterate my money.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
I think that's gonna wrap up our stream here for now, though. Unless you have anything else you want to announce.
No,
Got to
man,
get to
no,
my
I
family
just
dinner. It's been
yeah,
great
for
talking
sure.
with you, and definitely have you back on sometime, and maybe put together like a larger group thing. Get some
For
of your
sure,
homies in.
we could maybe get like a Neon Space, a Tommy King roundtable where you get some of your boys and some of my
Oh
boys
yeah,
so
that
we
was
just
super
hang
dope.
out.
Come on to
Yeah,
your
that'd be
channel.
cool. Yeah, for sure.
And
Thanks for
thanks for
having me
showing
on,
us
man.
like the comics and stuff. Like those look great.
Yeah, for sure, no problem. And thanks for doing the collab. I really
Oh, they want to
appreciate
link
that.
to. I don't know. You don't have a Discord, do you? You're just Telegram.
Not yet. So Discord will probably be a plan after we get our. So our next kind of thing is kind of like a whitelist badge that will be coming in a total mid count of 1,500 for people that are originally in the Telegram right now. We're gonna call it the Dinger Club. We just haven't got the NFT done just yet. And
Let me
once
post
we
your
get,
Twitch too. They're asking for your Twitch. Sorry.
yeah, I'll post the Telegram one more time. But then after we get this badge out, we'll be getting a group going as well on Discord. It's just easier to control one group right now and get these into legit collectors' hands.
Oh, also, I guess I should announce if you're new here, we do seasonal rewards. So if you did not get in the first place and win any prizes, if you continue to come to our other streams and join the races, like every stream we do marble races, we give out NFT trophies that are like neon signs for the top 100 racers, and we track the season stats. So you can see that here. People that show up a bunch, and the season just goes till the end of the month. So we're like about halfway through. But you can even see like some of the people like in the top 100 here, they've only done like 9 races, which we did like 7 or 8 races today. So if you just show up to a couple streams, good chance you can get a customized trophy NFT.
Awesome. I did post in the private chat the Telegram if you quickly want to post that.
Absolutely.
Other than that, yeah, thanks for having me on, Lewis, and thank you for doing the collab, man. I appreciate it, man.
No problem. This was super fun. I love your logo. The collab was rad, and I think we're actually going to do like I don't know if you heard on the stream, like we were talking to John Ritchie about maybe doing an ultra rare street, but I'm thinking like we will put your sign on that street, so we will actually have the more rare versions, and I'll do like a customized Atomic King song too, because I do custom music for the neon rarities, but like we don't want to put it in Neon City until there's a home for it, and we think like your sign should live on the ultra rare street if we make that street.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
something to
That's
look forward
awesome.
to in the future, but also probably months down the line, if I'm being totally honest. But yeah, thanks
They
for joining
said
us.
they said you guys were a healthy breath of air for streamers. They put you guys up there.
It's very nice to
just
hear.
thought I'd let you know that.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.